Mulumele vaengi varuna shangwe tutavile kutomibona. Mulumele shangwe tutavile kutomibona. Mulumele shangwe tutavile kutomibona. Mangwe kwabela.
In 2004, the outbreak of the contagious bovine pleural pneumonia, CBPP, decimated the livestock population in Kazungula and Mwandi Districts of Southern and Western provinces, respectively. The loss of livestock due to CBPP increased the vulnerability of smallholder farmers who depend on animal drought power for agricultural production, milk sales, for household incomes, and nutrition security.
About 300. Niko muzeo nezikenezwe kibutuku wa maswafu wa CPP. Azitofera liko muzeo nikushwa ni nyandire.
In July 2019, Zayohub submitted the Mafisa Bond Livestock Finance project proposal to the Rural Finance Expansion Program, Rufep, to pilot livestock financing in Mwandi and Kazungula Districts. The proposal was approved and funded by Rufep through a grant agreement of 10th February 2020. Mafisa is a local traditional practice where a person with a herd of cattle entrusts another person, usually vulnerable and without any livestock, to take care of the animals and is paid or rewarded with an animal or more after an agreed period of time. Zayohub'S Mafisa Bond Livestock Finance project borrows from this traditional practice with some modifications to suit the project objectives. Funded by Transform Project, Vitol Foundation, with co-financing from Rufep, the project aims to increase livestock ownership among smallholders in the target areas. Rufep's support to the Mafisa Bond Livestock Finance project is under the Rural Finance Equity and Innovation Window 3 of the Innovation and Outreach Facility, IOF, matching grants for pilots in product development.
Rufep and Zayohub, we got into a partnership. So Zayohub came to us and indicated that they have this project, the Mafisa project, which they want or they are implementing in Western Province, in Kazungula, in Mwandi. Okay? Yep. So Rufep has provided resources to Zayohub so that together with other partners that Zayohub is working with, to be able to support you. The other partners have provided the animals that you have received. Rufep has come in to also provide other support in terms of training, veterinary services, and also to promote the Mafisa, what we call the Mafisa concept.
Mulumele shangwe tutavile kutomibona. Mulumele shangwe tutavile kutomibona.
The Mafisa Bond Livestock Finance pilot project targets to cover 150 smallholder farmers in Magumwi area and the Chief Imonga, Lipumpu area, and the Chief Nsando in Mwandi District, and Sikaunzwe area, and the Chieftainess Sekute in Kazungula Districts. The project further aims to improve the indigenous breeds through crossbreeding with exotic breeds such as Boran and Tule to improve disease resistance, meat quality, and milk production. On the 1st December 2020, Rufep and the Rural Finance Unit of the Ministry of Finance conducted field visits to assess progress of the Mafisa Bond Livestock Finance project by Zayohub in Lipumpu and Sikaunzwe areas, and to document testimonies from project beneficiaries.
Rufep has given us money, and a lot of money has also gone to training. So we've designed training manuals, of which are actually translated. Some of them are in Lozi and Tonga. They're quite big. So we have manuals for the vet assistants, agriculture officers, the program officers, but we also have simplified them. We got people from ZNBC to simplify the manuals for the local people to be able to, even their kids can read for them, or they can read on their own. So we did training for officers, including government officers from the district, as well as these rural areas. We brought them together, both agriculture and veterinary officers. The reason is that sometimes there's not enough staffing, so we just can't pick on the vet officers only. But the agriculture officers are very, very knowledgeable, because most of them have been in the area for a long time. So they're also being trained, just in case the other one is not there, the other one can step in. Other than that, also Rufep has also funded an ongoing training for the farmers. So the farmers receive ongoing training all the time. So because we hear that these programs are very intense and they're very long, so it's not something you want to make them sit in one room and do an intensive training for 3 days. They might not take it all in. So what Mr. Banda does, and our vet assistants, is that every week, whenever they're around, they introduce some form of training, something very brief, so that they can process it, they can understand it, and they'll be able to do certain things even when we're not here.
Speaking during the field visit in Lipumpu, Mafisa project manager and livestock specialist Yobe Banda said the target beneficiaries were clustered and grouped into 3 categories according to the number of cattle they possessed. Mr. Banda said beneficiaries were expected to take care of the animals for a period of 5 years, according to the number received per category, and later pay back to the project for sustainability.
0 to 5, they were getting 1 pregnant heifer, 1 pregnant female. In category 2,
number 2
is somebody who had animals from 5 to 10, and each one was given 3 pregnant heifers or pregnant cows. And amongst those 3, we told them that for those that are in category 3, the one that you see that can be the leader of those, themselves they chose one to be given a bull. Then category 3 is one who had 11 to 1 million cattle, who we took as a mentor, because we know through experience this person has a lot of experience. One with a good heart, one who can teach others, one that is approachable, and one that is not jealous.
The Mafisa Bond Livestock Finance project has also empowered communities in project areas with livestock management infrastructure by drilling boreholes to provide drinking water points for livestock and installation of spray races for communities to dip their animals.
The spray race was constructed. The trees you are seeing there, it is the community participation. They are the ones that did the holding pen. There's a borehole just under this tank that you are seeing there. There's a borehole that was sunk, a new borehole. There's what we call a submersible pump powered by the solar panels that you see on top there. This tank is a 2,000 liters tank.
Mangwe kwabela, mangwe sho, mangwe kwabela, mangwe kwabela, mangwe sho.
Speaking on behalf of the community, Induna Siyambwe Mulonda, Lipumpu, thanked Zayohub and Rufep for the Mafisa Bond Livestock Finance project, which has empowered the community in Lipumpu with infrastructure for livestock management. Induna Lipumpu urged Zayohub to extend the project to other areas so that more people could benefit from the initiative.
Nikumina watu pagantwe rufisamanzo amatuna hulu nyambangolo omusunuka yangundo amifu ya ole problem na kafira ko muliteng kakuli ntwe kumafaye it has a lot of ifede mala mangata hulu kulika chakuli ito of money akuli kulu na baba na mali pumbo namo tutoba ni kaje twanze kwa sabisa mindu kupakuli zoro piramideza yo mweze faye isikia felela fa ihupule ko kumuhape kuli imutara ube omutuna hulu ko bangini man kuli kanti na hayachi nchanga ainenefera kumukoli mwana twala batiri.
The project also targets to empower vulnerable women as beneficiaries. Christina Simasiku, a widow in Sikaunzwe area in Kazungula District, disclosed that following the death of her husband, she became vulnerable. Mrs. Simasiku said she was happy that the project identified her as a vulnerable and empowered her with livestock.
Nani tumela 10 batu bamulimwe muturo rufa aliko za Mafisa. Nani widow.
She's a widow.
Kuzwa 2004 kutofitaka cheku. Hakuna seni nani sona, aninamuna, aninalikamanyi, bondate, bo, meka fea basinyeire. Ni tumela 10 kakuli nevile mutu wahabo wena ako ni kukufako mwemu nifile yani. Ni tumela witumelo waka wakuli ko mwale mu nifile katusa twikuru twaka ni bana baka.
Liko mzaje mulutise rusai tumela ukuli katoko na kuchincheza breed kakuli mane zona lobona kwizina ni bwima sinase babulezi. Teko ya zona ikaba fahali mkufita ye 08 kwa kuli zona neba kuli una ni butata au kalekisa elimu yako na kukutusa kufita au kalekisa kakomu kakasina masherenyi.
So as the Zayohub came, brought some other means of let me just say life. Yeah, to a being or to a human being. So for what you did as Mafisa group, as Mafisa organization, it's very rightful even to the Lord God who is in the third heaven. Thank you for that blessing. May God bless you.
Eustace Chabalala is another beneficiary in the Sikaunzwe area in Kazungula District. Mr. Chabalala received 3 cows and a bull from the Mafisa Bond Livestock Finance project.
Tumere hape ni kwa zwelo pili yemutisize mwa Sikaunzwe. So kwa likomze ni filwena, ni filo likomze nzi 4. Litoleze talo koho elimu. So litoleze kafera zina ni manamani. Kibabala luli mapuru amabeli stole silisimu.
2 male calves and 1 female cow.
So nibona kuli kwa pili koluya. Likaze lukabe luzwe zipili handendendendende.
Mangwe sho mangwe kwabela. Mangwe sho mangwe kwabela.
In 2004, when the contagious bovine pneumonia (CBP) broke out in Kazungula District, Mungole Kawana lost all his 300 heads of cattle. Narrating his ordeal during the field visit, Mr. Kawana said, when he lost all his cattle, he lost his source of livelihood as a smallholder farmer who depended on livestock for a living.
Manyandu ayo amoni fitile asa diferie liko muzaye. Nenilima ni mazoho kutia chwana mwa mazoho mo kutia kweza kokoma chwana neni nwamu zivili neni eza kwine ni hamera ntwe fitafa 20 liter amena ikukamila nangu nipasa bana banga
Later, with a bit of savings from his meager income from rudimentary farming, without animal draft power, Mr. Kawana bought 3 cows, which he nurtured, and has multiplied to a sizable herd. When Zayohub'S came to Sikaunzwe area in Kazungula District, Mr. Kawana was identified as a mentor for the community with more than 11 animals. He is one of the beneficiaries of the Mafisa Bond Livestock Finance project.
Kona sentofu manaka shere nyana.
So he had luckily had Karitu money that he acquired.
Sentole kali komze taru.
Then he bought 3 animals.
Yeye museba ipata. Sekutosi ali komze peli. Kona toto mubona tone tuke nafa.
Mr. Kawana surrendered part of his land to the Mafisa Bond Livestock Finance project to drill a borehole, to provide water for animals, and to build a spray race for the community to dip the animals.
Nitumezia hu kutonibera ntoe. Ine nsazi vikuini kaibona kapani ikaba fapata yaka.
Mulumere vaengi varuna shangwe tutabire kutomibona. Mulumere shangwe tutabire kutomibona. Mulumere shangwe tutabire kutomibona. Mangwesho mangwe kwabera. Mangwesho mangwe kwabera. Mangwesho mangwe kwabera. Kwabera mangwesho. Kwabera mangwe.
Mafisa ini bulera. Ainzi hande.
They are very good.
Nane liko almost 66.
He had the animals almost 66.
66 animals yakuleka so. Famboy. Luisa kwa FRA.
So he bought those animals through the him selling in May.
Kuzwa 4 kwanati kulimuye chwana muka yabona milk plant. Nero batati if iruka is improve kwali komze. Milk plant yani batati muizuse. Ma machines ateni mateni tanki teni mateni.
Meanwhile, Zayohub'S has engaged Africa Pride to provide livestock insurance cover for all the animals from Zayohub'S.
All the animals from Zayohub'S are insured. Actually, our animals are insured, but with African Pride. So one of the things we're trying to encourage, we've had discussions with Africa Pride to say, okay, and they're losing a lot of animals. What else can you do? I mean, we can insure our animals, but we can't insure all the animals in the community. So one of the things that Africa Pride is willing to do, they will come, they want to sensitize the community on insurance. They want to start insuring their livestock. They're doing that, I think, in Eastern Province and some part of the country. So they want to start doing that here also.
Mangwesho mangwe kwabera. Mangwesho mangwe kwabera.
So I wanted to explain just a little bit about the Ministry of Finance and the unit that the government has established called Rural Finance Unit. So that unit is supposed to be looking after programs or activities like the ones that you are doing here with Zayohub'S. You know, the government works by developing policies so that it provides direction, it provides oversight. Okay, so although Rufep is a project has a time frame, but the government has decided that they set up this unit which will remain forever because government are here forever.
Tenzo kungovela atukuli ma projects so lelo takambati tibwele as government Mambela, and when we came here I think Tankala really impressed na coordination na vamene muchita vintwai
Mangwe show, mangwe kwabela. 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 Mangwe show.
Through pilot products like livestock financing, rural smallholder farmers can also be targeted to adopt livestock insurance to reduce their vulnerability and to promote rural financial inclusion. Through such innovations and pilots, the Rural Finance Expansion Program is hopeful that financial service providers could develop products tailored to the needs of rural people that could be scaled up for rural outreach.
Mangwe show, mangwe kwabela. 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 Mangwe show, kwabela. Mangwe show, kwabela. Mangwe show, kwabela. Mangwe show, mangwe show, mangwe kwabela. Mangwe show, mangwe kwabela.